What's going on? Yeah, it's like see, there's a certain tactic, some people like to start using, man. They use the certain kind of terminology. Like they go for the jugular. I mean, they start using cheap shots. You know, hey, I do it too, Sometimes I'll throw out a cheap shot because hey, they're coming at us with every kind of different cheap shot tactic in this race bait agitation war. And uh the only way to really get any awareness of it is pointed out, and you got to really, you got to say it a bunch of times in a bunch of different ways. I've been practicing this NLP type of speech patterns on these videos here. Just, I've just been blatant with it, and just, it's like I'm noticing how other people now out there, they're starting to throw cheap shots. They try to assassinate your character in a roundabout way. It's like this. It's when you target a group, but you say it so broad that anyone is applicable. This is the same shit the government's doing by calling everyone a terrorist. It's basically it's like McCarthyism, but McCarthy was right. And these people are just using reverse McCarthyism. It's just calling everyone, labeling them something indiscriminately to demonize them. When, it's like everyone likes to point the finger at the individual to protect the system because, look, they're in a little bit of a better place than you. So it's like, look, it's always a cheap shot tactic. That last resort is to start throwing low punches, man, and it's something I understand, even being involved in the martial arts for real. So it's like I know what it's like when people start trying to hurt you for real, and they stop playing and they start getting kind of serious, and then you normally start getting serious back as it's natural, or you just that's when you just step back and get away. And sometimes it'll just stop, but I don't know, man. It's all if you got to resort to cheap shots. It does prove that your argument is a little bit it's weaker, unless you just stick to the facts and not have to go so far out of the way to cut people down. I only bring stuff out like, look, the only thing that's bad is like murder. When you murder people, or you make them poor intentionally to murder them, and that's really what has happened for a long time. And it's not. That's not debunkable. So that's just that's another hard pill to swallow. And people ain't ready for that. It's like this. I don't care if a person was smoking crack, snorting meth, shooting heroin, eating Xanax, on acid, ate shrooms. But listen, if they tell you that the sky is blue, and the sky is blue, the sky is still blue, man. This is the type of character assassination type of tactics that people use. People knowing damn well that most of Wall Street and the government snort cocaine, like massive amounts of cocaine, like it's the big secret, and it's like they act like no one's privy to this. It was like when Grandma, one of the things she taught me, she said all kinds of people that are important and like pillars of the community do drugs. They just do it in secret. And judges, lawyers, politicians, that's basically how she broke it down. The high and mighty do it too, but you guys just got the veil of secrecy to hide behind, and then us normal guys out here on the street get you act like that means that our ability to think is destroyed or something, or truth is contained in how successful you are in society. You're steering us back to the same stuff we're trying to get away from. That's still discrimination and inequality and it's more class baiting, race baiting, agitation, operation. I mean, the agitation op is working. Either that or there's people that are controlled opposition that are even feeding into the agitation now. It's just the time they're getting the green light, and it's time to go kick up the ramping because everyone's got to go fucking batshit crazy in order for this magician's act to work properly. I mean, so I'm so used to people taking cheap shots at me, that it's no big deal. I just brush them off and keep chiseling away at the bottom of the pyramid. I mean, that's the best way to analogy. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna keep chiseling away. You're gonna try to assassinate the character, whatever. It's all good. The truth is still the truth. 2 + 2 still equals 4. I mean, and one of my good buddies, what he always used to tell me, man, a drunk man's words is a sober man's mind. So most people, man, it's harder to lie to people when you're if you've been drinking wine or whatever. So they say, and people forget that, and they assume, because they buy that mask that people present, that that public face. I've seen it all the time. Everyone's got a public face. I mean, I've tried to dissolve this public face so that my face is my same face wherever, whenever, But I understand this is the whole system. This is the way. This is the that's part of the hidden hand as well. It's the illusion that everyone has this moral superiority that has a high position when it's in fact the opposite. It just appears in its illusion, and by us giving our faith into it strengthens it, and our mental, our psychological blind spots, and our unwillingness to learn new things that are presented to us, new evidence that proves something is 2 + 2 = 4. Still, people, it's hard to accept, even then sometimes. So this is I imagine I'm going to see a lot more of this because it's once you know that everything though is conspiring against you, you must know that you got to be on the right path, or there wouldn't be such harsh opposition, So that's one of the ways you can judge if you're on the right path. Well, how many people are against it? The more people that are against, I mean, what's right shows you what is really right, because what everyone wants is probably the wrong thing. You always got to remember that. So the majority never, throughout all of history, has wanted good. Whenever the majority always comes together and becomes the super majority, it's normally bad. So I mean, this is just how history goes. I mean, and I'm not gonna break down all the examples. I mean, you're gonna have to go study for yourself. I mean, and some people forget sometimes when they present things to people. You want to get all legalistic, but sometimes by just presenting or pointing out where to look, sometimes is better than actually telling someone exactly everything, because if it came easy, that's easy to forget. But if you went out and actually read the stuff and committed it to memory or whatever, you learn it. Like, teach the man to fish and he'll eat forever, but you feed him once, he's gonna be hungry again tomorrow. It's basically, that's treating the symptom and not the cause, or blaming the symptom but not blaming the cause. And I'm seeing this, that people are kind of rallying behind like factions of this old paradigm, and I don't know, man, it's kind of got me cautious of who's who and what is what.